Hello, good morning. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. We are in Shawville at Art Brulant. Is your
Brulant and Impressions. Brulant is a coffee roastery and a gallery and studio space.
and you're the owner?
I'm the owner.
Your name is?
Raymond Sander-Regier.
Can I call you Raymond?
Please.
Thank you. So how did this start?
This particular exhibit started 2 years ago when I thought what I would do is I would ask artists to do something with coffee bags. And so I gave the artist a coffee bag and they made art with the coffee bag. And this was Dale's first piece in the first exhibit.
Was this a way of recycling the coffee bags?
It was a way of recycling, but it was also a way of trying to take, as the exhibit says, things beyond the bag, beyond what you normally see.
Would you like to give me a tour of the place?
Sure.
Sure.
And then this past year, after that particular piece, I said to Dale, you know, that looks really interesting. And I think there could be something done with that. And we started to talk, and the idea then came up to combine her work with the triennial, the arts textile triennial. And so we ended up with this exhibit. And basically Dale has used coffee bags for her work, combining printed material, woodblock, on the jute from the coffee bag as well as silk. And in these pieces particular, there's also silk in behind to sort of make the fibers of the jute come out. You can see it on the blue right here as well.
Is Dale a frequent collaborator?
Dale has exhibited here off and on in a number of different ways, both single and in group shows. I've been exhibiting as a gallery since 2008, and I opened up the coffee part in 2011.
What about these ones here?
These are, what Dale has done is she's taken silk to make the dragon and the dragon eggs, and used the jute as the nesting material, and used a polymer to harden the fabric for that.
Well, we should tell Steven Spielberg about this. And this one here?
That's just a piece, I did that just to separate the artwork. That's just an ordinary coffee bag, that nothing's being done with that. And then she also, these here, she's got the silk, the painted silk in behind, and has glued it onto the back surface of the jute and then cut it out to fold it out like that to see the contrast in color and texture.
So
Likewise,
she does a bit of mixed media.
her main area in the past has been a lot to do with silk. She got into printmaking. She did some printmaking workshops here. My own studio downstairs is a print studio. Then she also did some other printmaking work at the Pontiac School of the Arts in woodcut, and decided that the woodcut would work very well with printing on top of the silk, like you see over there and is farther down here as well.
Before we go there, I see something here. She did this ones too?
No, this was done by Tina Michaud. Tina is an artist that does floor cloths, painted floor cloths, which is, she's using a traditional technique, but she's using non-traditional imagery. Floor cloths historically were used before linoleum and instead of carpets because they could be swept. But she's taken the art and she's done it this way using
Pop
the technique.
culture, yeah, action heroes.
Yes, she's doing some more right now. She has a gallery up in Rapide de Joshua, and she's doing more of that sort of thing as well.
So going back to Dale's shop, she has more.
Again, here we have the three-dimensional, using the polymers on the fabric to harden them, to make them solid, and then she's added other things as well. I think in the summer she was up in the Gaspé, and this is partly where some of this comes from. And again, here using the polymer, but making it hard, like it's a hard surface there, to give it a three-dimensionality and be able to use the silk and the jute fabric as well.
How long has it been here, this exhibition?
It came in the 21st of September, and this, actually tomorrow is the last day, the 12th of October.
How does the public respond to this type of art?
It's been very well responded to. Like, I had somebody come in for a cup of coffee and a look at a gallery, and the empty hook right there.
She sold one.
And they had to go to BC that weekend, so they had to take the piece with them. This is another piece with the woodblock printed on both the silk and the jute, the coffee bag.
And you look like you have a lot to do here. There's a lot of work. How do you manage, you being an artist as well, with being the owner of the place?
I have, I must say that I haven't actually done an awful lot of art recently, because the coffee shop started in 2011, and it's kept me extremely busy getting it up and going. I do the roasting here on site. That's my roaster over there. And for me, it's very important that the product be fresh to bring out maximum flavor. And yeah, it's very hard. I find it very hard to juggle time-wise. I started the coffee partly because, as an artist, everyone knows art doesn't always pay very well, and coffee was something I was interested in, but I thought it might be something that might work.
There is some of your work downstairs. Can we see?
Sure.
Thank you.
These
Here?
are some of my more recent pieces in which I've been experimenting with printmaking, drawing, and encaustic. And what I like about the encaustic is it allows me to take printed material and collage it using the wax. So the wax is both a painting medium that applies color, and it also is a collage medium. And then I can also take wax crayons and draw into the wax to add to that whole effect. One of the other things that I also like about this is, in the printmaking media, what I've often done is printed on Japanese papers. And these particular ones right here are done on a very fine Japanese paper, which when used in the wax almost disappears. And the image then seems to sort of float in the wax. Another thing about that is I can then layer pieces of paper on top of each other, and the image from the papers underneath will come through. Much in the same way as in the print media itself, where you're printing one image, one color, two colors over top of each other.
And these are yours as well?
Yes, everything down here is mine. I save this particular gallery for myself. The upstairs gallery, I rotate or bring other artists.
And do you keep them down here because you have a cooler temperature and they preserve the art better? Or?
No, it's largely just because this way I don't have to change it. Because the upstairs is on a constantly changing basis, this down here is also close to my studio, my print studio and my painting studio, and so I can change these pieces off and on.
What about this one here?
That one there is a litho that has been collaged to the board using the wax, also then drawn in on with wax crayon, and by the same token that there. The bigger one there, I grew up in what is now Zimbabwe, and that's partly where some of that inspiration comes from.
You grew up in Zimbabwe?
Yeah. That's where the African part comes from. There's other pieces over here with African imagery, the elephant, the baobab tree.
At what age did you come to Canada?
I came when I was 16.
So how was it to make a change from Zimbabwe to Canada?
It was a little difficult, Yeah, it was, my parents were North Americans, so I had been to Canada before, so it wasn't a totally strange space.
Do you miss Zimbabwe?
Yes, more sort of the natural environment than obviously the political
The
environment.
political, yes.
So.
I can relate to that one. What about this one here?
That's done on Japanese paper. It's a printed litho, then using color crayons and that sort of thing just to add other elements to it.
And you're selling these supplies as
I
well?
have been selling supplies. I'm trying to get out of them. I will admit that the competition with Ottawa and online is a little stiff. So I do have some good quality supplies, but I'm not ordering anything in new at this stage.
And are you planning on showing these
I
pieces?
have showed these mainly here, upstairs. I have shown them in the gallery upstairs. I haven't as yet gone beyond that. I'm working on a new series that deals with some of the same techniques as well as others, and we'll see when those get finished. They have to compete with the coffee. So.
How can the viewers find you?
They can find me online. If you Google my name, or if you Google Brulant and Impressions, Shawville, the coffee shop, there's both my art website, which is my own personal website, and then there's also the blog and website for the coffee part, which also announces all of the exhibits and that sort of thing. So it's, yeah, I'm online, email is there as well, and phone number and that sort of thing, and you could find it through the maps as well.
Do you have artists lined up for next year?
Yes, I do. Actually, the next artist is Sally Sheeks, and she'll be coming in not this week, but next week. And then I have a stocking stuffer show. The stocking stuffer show is to do with the seasonal aspect of December and that sort of thing. And those are smaller pieces, a little less pricey as well. And then I'm starting into the 2014 season, and for the 2014 I've got a photographer lined up. I've got, well, there'll be another version of the Beyond the Bag. I've got, yeah, a whole bunch of people already lined up. It's starting to get quite full.
Raymond, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, thank you.